you heard right, we're doing create this Labubu. Why are we creating a Labubu? Because the prompt says create trends, duh. Can we just take a second to appreciate my Labubu from memory? Isn't that great? Why are we doing a prompt page? Because this is create this book. Keep up. Haven't you been noticing anything I've been doing lately? Create this book is this art prompt book that I've been working on for like 3 years and only have like 12 pages done. On every page there's a different prompt, and this page just so happens to be create based off of something that's trending right now. I think the prompt was more supposed to be like clothes that are trending right now, or an aesthetic that's trending right now, or phones or something like that, but I don't care because we're doing Labubus. Okay, good. You got it? Caught up? Okay, here we go. What are Labubus? Jeez, it is 20 questions with you today, isn't it? A Labubu is this little clip chain toy that come in these like neutral colors that everybody has to have. And hear me out, I'm not anti-fugly trinkets. I love me a good fugly trinket. I love a good collectible that looks a little bit funky. That's not the problem, don't get me wrong. The problem is these little fast fashion fuckers are gonna be in the trash in like 6 months. Now I'm not stopping you, okay? If you want to get a fugly trinket, go get yourself a fugly trinket. But I'm just saying, whatever you get, you should thoroughly enjoy, or at least something that you can enjoy long term and you're not just creating trash by consuming this product. I'll get off my soapbox. What do I think about Labubus? I think they're cute. I do think they're ridiculously overpriced and I won't be getting one. And also their like use is really limited. Like you can only really clip them to your pants or to a bag. You can't like wear them as necklace or in earrings or anything. And I think as an aesthetic, especially to draw, they're cute enough. I did draw these two getting thrown away in a trash can because I think that's where they're gonna end up in 6 months, but I mean, other than that, it's cute. One of the biggest problems I think that I have with Create This Book is that the little prompts are always in the way of your drawing space. So to make my design fit on the page with a prompt on it, I made a singular large Labubu with a little like keychain attachment, and it's in more of a like a realistic fuzzy style, whereas the Labubus that I made for the second page that I inserted into the book, I was going for more of like a childish, not very well done, not outlined kind of look for them, which I guess kind of fits the theme because I went to make a polka dot background by taking the butt end of my palette knife and like dipping it in colors to make the polka dots, but I kind of messed up and like put one of the colors too far in a row, so I either had to leave the space blank or fill it in with something, so I just wrote Labubu in cursive right there. As an aesthetic, I think this page is super cute. My hope is that in 6 months I can even remember what a Labubu is. The next page I wanted to do an easy one, so I chose to do this create a collage page. What's a collage, you ask? And I ask, where have you been? Have you been living under a rock? Everyone knows what a collage is. First up, I had to find something to cut my images out of. I have these magazines that they're giving away for free. They're pretty much image based and not text based, which is good for me because I need things to cut things out of. Hey! It's not craft supply hoarding if you actually use it, and I stand by that. It's hard because you can really only make a design with what you have, so it's fun in the sense that you have to like get creative with it, but also not fun at the same time. What I found that I really liked is these gilded frame pictures. I cut them out and then cut the insides of those out so I can put my own pictures like in behind them so it looks like it's framing them, and that's my entire concept for this page. But I also found this 4-color color palette on one of these pages, and I decided to use that as my color palette to like glue things in behind the frames. I counted the color palette itself as my green because it has kind of a green background. I used a flower from one of the covers of the magazines to satisfy the orange for the color palette. I used this purple geode page to put in the big frame, and I used the face of this lady for the pink and the color palette that I needed to have. I also found these tiny blue butterflies to put in my littlest frame, which was so cute. I mean, it doesn't match my color palette, but it is cute. And what I did when I went to glue in the 2 big frame pieces in, I glued both sides and then left the middle unglued, so when you open the book it kind of has like a pop-up book effect to it, which I thought would come out better than it did, but at least it doesn't look bad. And I mean, all the collage picture frames like look good together, so I guess I'll count that one as a win. The last page I did was this create a playlist page, which I had a very specific idea for. First up, I got my oil pastels, not chalk pastels, not my chalk pastels. I got my oil pastels. I used my fingers and a paper towel to like buff it into the book until there wasn't any more crumbs coming off of it. Which, can we just all be proud of me about how brave I had to be to draw directly into the book and not on a separate piece of paper? And then at this point I really started to doubt my idea because it required me doing 2 of the things I hate the most, which is drawing people and fine lettering, which is so fun. I had to sketch these like dancing people silhouettes into the book and then go over it with black paint. If you haven't caught on to what I'm doing yet, this is based on the original like 2002 Apple iPod ad that they made. It's a really iconic ad where like just black silhouetted people are dancing against a colorful background and they're just like having a great time with their iPod. But anyways, that's not the point. This whole page is going to be like iPod and like Y2K themed. So after I got the people painted in, I wanted to make this earbud like cord that was like raveling all around the page and like connecting all the people and the iPod together. That took a long time to paint in, but then I actually had to make the iPod itself. Forgot what the iPod looked like, so I had to Google it. And then I picked a selection of like 5 songs from the early 2000s that just really speak to me. And then I like wrote that on the screen of the iPod to make it look like that's the song that's playing for the people that are dancing. I don't know. Don't think too hard about it. I know I didn't. In my brain, I think I pictured this coming out differently. I genuinely thought this would come out looking cooler than it did, but you know what? Can't win them all. But nonetheless, I persevere, and I will see you all next week for something different for, I don't know. Who knows? Bye bye.